Hello, fight fans. Welcome to More Than a Fight podcast. I am your host, Jose Alfredo Alcázar. This is your co-host.
Fun.
And then we got
John.
And we're just going to touch on the boxing from this past weekend. There wasn't a lot, more so because the main event was canceled. And I'm referring to Zurdo Ramirez against Gabe Rosado. Unfortunately, Zurdo fucked it up for all of us and came in 7 pounds heavy. But anyway, we're going to kick it off with the main event that took over that spot, which was Jojo Diaz against Mercito Gesta of the Philippines. What do you think of this one, Juanillo?
I thought Jojo had this easy based on previous fights, but does he have a lot on his mind? I don't know what's going on. I mean, he had his flurries, of course, that he led and all this, but Gesta was much more prepared, as we saw. Used boxing. I mean, just his footwork, kept more busy. Won him the fight, won most rounds. So
yeah, he definitely was threw more punches. The only thing I will say is Jojo landed what it seemed like were the harder punches, but apparently not hard enough because Gesta was there through 10 rounds. I didn't like the scoring at the end because I didn't think it was because one judge had it, I think 98-92. Yeah. I don't know how you have Gesta that wide, especially when it was a very close fight. And when I felt Jojo landed the cleaner punches in a few of the rounds. But, I mean, Mercito was busy. He kept throwing punches and bunches. And, yeah, like you said, Jojo just, I don't know. I don't know if he still
that's his third loss.
Understands which weight class is his, or can he go back down to 130 where he might look better and his power might be more effective. But, I mean, it was a good fight, though.
It was a good fight.
Considering even though the main event I was already not too happy about, but this one did really well, so I wasn't mad at it. Gesta came out and showed he still has something left in the tank, even though he's 35 years old. So, props to him. I'm not mad at Gesta winning, but I also could see why some people were upset about Jojo losing.
All right.
So what do you think about Zurdo coming in at 7 pounds?
Yeah, and I don't know what to make of that.
He had to know
I can see why Gabe Rosado was pissed too, and rightfully so. It's just a fighter knows what his weight is fight week.
Yeah.
And I'm almost 100% sure Zurdo knew what his weight was, unless he thought I can get this guy to take the fight regardless. And obviously, Gabe Rosado is a savvy veteran who's been in there with some of the best boxers in the world. And he already was coming at a disadvantage, in my opinion, size-wise. So I'm glad that Gabe did not take it. And I hope he got some money. I would imagine that he does, because he's not the one that missed the weight. So hopefully he gets maybe 50% of his purse.
Who would pay him?
Who
would pay him?
Oscar. What do you mean who would pay him?
Oscar.
Golden Boy's the one that hosted the event.
They're going to say you should have taken the fight then.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't the case. But no, that just sucks. I don't know what to make of Zurdo anymore, unless he's planning to go up to cruiserweight instead now.
I got nothing.
Absolutely. It sucked when we heard they canceled that fight. And then the co-main event was actually a good fight. Oscar Duarte against Alex Martin of Chicago. Through the 8 rounds that it went, it was a pretty good fight, I thought. In the early rounds, I felt Duarte was doing good, but then in the middle rounds, I felt like Martin was finding his rhythm, using his jab, boxing, moving, but Duarte kept the pressure on him, kept coming after him, and eventually Duarte got a hold of him in the 8th round and landed a mean right hand because Martin had his left hand down just enough, and right there, boom, shot gets in. That
was nice.
Then he gets up on the count, and Duarte closes the show. And I'm glad the ref stopped it right away, right then and there. There was no point in even giving him a chance to get up.
He was done.
Good stoppage by the ref. And let's see what Oscar Duarte's got in his next fight. He's 16. He's now 16-1. So let's see if this was the beginning of something for Oscar Duarte. And props to Alex Martin for coming to fight, because he did very well while he was in there.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll jump to the third, the other card of the night, which was, during the day for us, at night in the UK. In Newcastle, Cyrus the Virus Pattinson against Chris Jenkins. And this one was a damn good fight from start to finish. And I didn't expect it to go the way it did, because Jenkins is another veteran, 34 years old if I'm not mistaken, former Commonwealth champion from 2019. Cyrus, this was only his 6th fight. And I was a little shocked that they put him in against a guy like Jenkins, because Jenkins is a seasoned veteran, and he gave as good as he took for a few of the rounds, if not the vast majority of the rounds. They just stood in the center of the ring and traded shots, body shots, hooks, uppercuts. It was just a battle out of nowhere. I was like, damn, man, Jenkins did not come to lay down. And if anything, had he had a little more power, he might have been able to hurt Cyrus, because he landed some clean shots on Pattinson.
Yeah.
How'd you see it, John?
Yeah, exactly. Because I think a lot of people expected this kind of be just like, oh, Jenkins is going to get knocked out or something. It's just like kind of like, a filler fight because this guy's coming up. But no, Jenkins came to fight, gave him. I don't know if Cyrus was ever really in trouble.
Gave him a hard fight.
But gave him a really hard fight.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for his 6th fight, I was like, man, this is a tough fight for it to be your 6th fight.
I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of these younger guys who have like, Olympic background or whatever the hell, coming in with like getting these bigger fights with less fights under the record.
But no, yeah, it was cool to see this series that DAZN has for their for the UK, the next gen they call it.
Yeah.
So you always get to see new fighters. This was my first time seeing Cyrus Pattinson fight. So another fighter to look out for in the UK. And then I got to see on the undercard Pat McCormick, if I'm not mistaken. That's his name. Yeah, Pat McCormick. And he won his fight against the Italian fighter Soci or Sochi? Yeah. Soci?
Chochi or something.
Yeah, that was more of like I felt like it was. That fight was hard for me to watch. But anyway, Pat McCormick, another fighter to look out for, is my point. Yeah. There was some good action this weekend. I know that was a lot smaller sample sizes than boxing normally had this year. The last thing I want to do was a little bit of news and notes. Because we're talking about Europe. We just got the word that Michael Conlan will be fighting Alberto Lopez El Venado, who beat Josh Warrington for his title, and they're going to be fighting in Belfast. So I'm excited for this fight. Good for Michael Conlan. He's back to a title shot after losing to Lee Wood. So here we go. I mean, I'm excited for this one, Juanillo.
I'm excited. And Venado's going to win.
And if he does it again, he'll be just like El Lara. They'll have won. They'll have won the title in Europe, and they'll have defended it successfully in Europe. So that's a testament to them that they're like, you know what? I don't care if it's in his backyard. Let's do it. When they could easily say, no, come to Mexico. I won the title. Come to me.
Eddie Hearn's giving them all the money to go over there.
I'm assuming, that's what I was going to say. Hearn's offering them very, very good money. And what's crazy is it wasn't Conlan with Top Rank.
I don't remember. Well, I think he was actually.
I'm wondering if he's still with them or just Hearn just is going to offer more money for the fight. But either way, that's a great fight to look forward to in May 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember the date.
May 13th.
But yeah,
no, I'm lying. No, it's at the end of May.
Yeah.
But May 27th.
Yeah, they just announced.
Yeah. But that's a great fight to look out for.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a slow weekend, but this coming month
starting next week.
Yeah, from next week
this coming April. Saturday, I apologize. This week. Not starting next week. This coming Saturday.
And then from then on, every week there's going to be a lot of big boxing coming up next month.
Of course, with the freaking April 22nd.
Yep.
That's the one. It's going to be good. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in. What should they do, Juanillo?
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we post up every try to do it twice a week. So
And stay tuned for the upcoming episode where we obviously touch on the big fight this weekend.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Just bleed.